Hi, I'm Shelley Olds. I work with UNAVCO, and the activity we did today was Yellowstone, a hotbed of inquiry. This activity is a jigsaw activity where students first learn about volcanoes and how scientists monitor volcanoes, and then we split into 4 different groups. And one group looked at the vertical deformation of the actual caldera of Yellowstone and how it changes over time. And then they actually are figuring out, each group is figuring out where to put a 10-acre research station. The second group looked at volcanic eruption history and where Yellowstone has erupted in the past and where it's moving in the future. The other group looked at hydrothermal activity in the past and in the present, and looking at where throughout the Yellowstone National Park you have hydrothermal eruptions like geysers and mud flows, etc., and trying to decide again, where are we going to put this research station? The last group looked at the seismic history. Where have there been earthquake swarms recently and through time? Where have the large earthquakes occurred? And then together, each group would get back together so that you had one science person per team. And then they would talk about their data, or they did talk about their data, and figure out one place where this activity, or where this research station would end up being located.
Great.
What we also did was have everyone put on 3D glasses so they could take a look at the 3D images that we had up on the screen. A number of 3D imagery has been taken of different places within Yellowstone and actually all the national parks. And this is part of the engagement phase of doing the activity. So typically you would start with doing an engagement piece so that students who maybe are more interested in art or sports or whatever can also be engaged into the science, be drawn into how cool Yellowstone is because it's a cool place. And then working together, they look at the science. And then we did a demonstration to show how a volcano can change the surface of the earth. What we do is we take a tub and put flour in there. Underneath the flour is a balloon. We chose red, kind of like magma. And then it has a tube going out to a little pump. After you pump up the balloon, you actually let some air out. And what that does, it's like a magma chamber after an explosion. And then the ground will end up subsiding, and it ends up making these round cracks, radial cracks around the edge of the caldera. We want to show that Yellowstone is a really cool place that you can do science and that there's a lot of really interesting macrofauna and environment there, but it has a societal impact. And so if Yellowstone does have an eruption, even a small one, it's very likely that it will have an impact, at least within Yellowstone National Park and maybe further away.